The sun was barely climbing over the quiet suburban ridge when Serenity Blake stretched out on the lounge chair beside her backyard pool. A rare day off, a rare moment of silence. And honestly, she needed it. Being the FBI's youngest and most formidable, counter-operations chief came with nonstop pressure. But out here, in her own yard, she was finally just a woman breathing in the morning air. Too bad her neighbor had different plans. Across the hedge, Carolyn Finch, the neighborhood's self-appointed moral police, peeked through her blinds with binoculars, like she was running surveillance for a spy agency of her own. Her eyes widened, then narrowed, then burned with judgment. "Absolutely not," she hissed under her breath. "A woman like that, in this neighborhood, half-dressed? At this hour?" Serenity lifted her sunglasses. Their eyes met. Carolyn gasped like she'd seen a crime. Within seconds, Carolyn marched across the lawn, phone in hand, judgment in her walk, righteousness in her voice. "Excuse me?" she shouted through the gate. "You can't be here." Serenity raised a calm brow. "I live here." "No, you don't," Carolyn snapped. "This neighborhood is private, and people like you don't usually own homes like this." Serenity inhaled slowly. There it was. The same tone. The same prejudice wrapped in fake concern. "I'm telling you to leave," Carolyn insisted. "Or I'll get the HOA. Better yet, I'll call the police to remove you." Serenity spoke quietly. "You are making a mistake." Carolyn already had the phone to her ear. "Hello? Yes. There's a suspicious woman trespassing at a home on Hawthorne Drive." Serenity sat up. "You're calling—" Carolyn smirked. "Don't worry. They'll be here soon." Oh, they would. Just not in the way she imagined. Moments later, 2 patrol cars screeched to a stop outside the gate. Officers rushed toward the backyard. Carolyn blocked the entrance dramatically. "She's inside," she shouted. "She broke in. I'm the closest neighbor. I saw everything." The officers nodded and pushed through the gate toward Serenity. She didn't flinch. She didn't stand. She didn't even remove her sunglasses. She only said, "State your purpose." One officer barked, "Ma'am, put your hands where I can see them. Step away from the pool." Carolyn folded her arms, victory glowing in her eyes. The officer reached for his cuffs. "And this is the part, right before everything flips. If you're still watching, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, because what happens next shocked the entire neighborhood." Serenity stood slowly, her voice turned to steel. "Before you take another step, check your radios." The officers frowned. Static crackled. Then, "Unit 12, stand by. We have an urgent directive from HQ. Do not detain Chief Blake." "Repeat, do not detain Chief Serenity Blake." The officers froze. "Chief Blake?" one whispered. Serenity finally rose to her full height. Her calm expression became the cold, commanding presence feared in federal circles nationwide. She reached into a waterproof case beside her seat and pulled out her ID. "FBI, Counter-Operations Chief. Level Omega clearance." The officers stiffened like they'd seen a ghost. Carolyn's smile shattered on her face. "Wait, what, Chief? As in FBI?" she stammered. Serenity stepped closer, her voice low enough to cut glass. "You called the police on the owner of this property. You made a false trespassing report. You weaponized prejudice. And you disrupted an active federal security detail." Carolyn blinked rapidly. "A security detail?" Serenity pointed toward the roofline. Carolyn's eyes followed. There, barely visible, perched 2 silent federal guards. "We protect high-value personnel 24/7, Serenity said. "Not that you bothered to ask." One of the officers stepped forward nervously. "Chief Blake, our apologies." "We didn't know." "No," Serenity interrupted sharply. "You acted on an assumption instead of an assessment." "That is unacceptable." The officers swallowed hard. Then Serenity turned her gaze to Carolyn. "And you have just filed a false report on a federal officer." Carolyn stepped back, trembling. It was a mistake?" "No," Serenity said. "It was a choice." The officers looked at each other. "Chief Blake," one said carefully, do you want to press charges?" Serenity studied Carolyn for a long moment, a long, crushing moment. Then she shook her head. "No, let the HOA handle her. I'll let them know she trespassed, harassed, and attempted to weaponize law enforcement. They'll deal with her thoroughly. Carolyn's knees buckled. No, no, please, my position, my committee. Serenity put her sunglasses back on. You brought this on yourself. The officers cleared out. Carolyn scrambled away like her shoes were on fire, and Serenity reclaimed her lounge chair. She picked up her iced tea, took a slow sip, and whispered, Next time, mind your own yard. The neighborhood never forgot that day. And Carolyn Finch? She never looked at Serenity Blake, FBI chief, homeowner, and the woman who ended her HOA reign the same way again.